Wow, what an exciting day to see this collaboration of all these different cities participating in the very first RGV Day. Give yourself a round of applause. This has been a long day coming. There has been the critique of the Rio Grande Valley has always been there's a Friday night light mentality. And this is an effort to showcase that as a region, we can work together on common issues. So I want to congratulate everyone who is here and who is participating. This is a giant step forward for our region. And so I want to congratulate each one of you. This has been put together as an ad hoc group. We call it the Coalition of the Willing, and they did a fantastic job. Remedios Garza, who's the city manager in Edinburg, played a critical role in terms of helping make this happen. We were standing outside DHR's grand opening for a facility in McAllen, and we started talking about us being up in Austin at the same time, and Remedios says, why can't we just all go at the same time and use the same facilities? And so out of that parking lot meeting, this is what came of it, and so we're excited. So join with me in welcoming the city manager of Edinburg, Remedios Garza.
Thank you, Steve, and good afternoon to all of you. I do want to add to what Steve pointed out. There's a lot more involved than just a parking lot meeting. There's a lot more people that are in this room, I think, that have been working on this. I see the Rio Grande Valley Partnership, Julian Alvarez. There's so many communities here that have always expressed an interest to work closer together. So thank you, Steve. And we ought to give Steve Elanius and the McAllen Chamber a hand because they're the ones that help coordinate and facilitate a lot of what happened today. Thank you. They actually gave up their day, McAllen Day, to have RGV Day today, and we thank them for doing that. My job today is to introduce some of the local elected officials here. So I told Steve I'll agree to do it, but I'll probably get people upset at me, but that's okay. I have two of my bosses over here in the back that will make sure I stay in line and that maybe y'all don't get that upset at me. But let me start real quickly, and I don't think they're all here. Let me start by introducing the Hidalgo County Judge, Ramon Garcia. I don't know if he's made it here yet. I know he's here. He's here in the back. Can we give him a hand, please, for being here? We also have, and for the record, for everybody's information, I know we have our delegation here in front, our former legislator, who's Vice President of Government Affairs, Veronica Gonzalez. She is going to help introduce also some of our legislators. So I'm going to start with local elected officials, and she's going to come up to introduce you all. We also have Starr County Judge Eloy Vera, Judge Vera here. I know he's on the list to be here. Cameron County Judge Carlos Cascos, not sure if he's here. These are all folks that registered. And Willacy County Judge Aurelio Guerra. And I'm not sure if he's here with us. This, ladies and gentlemen, is a testament. They all signed up and have representatives here in Austin. So that's a 4-county area that we have representatives here. So that's a great advancement, as Steve pointed out, and everybody should be proud that you're here supporting Rio Grande Valley Day. We also have from Cameron County, Commissioner Dan Sanchez. I believe Commissioner Dan Sanchez is here. We have quite a few mayors here. We have, of course, our McAllen Mayor Jim Darling. He's right here in the front. We have Harlingen Mayor Chris Boswell. Rio Grande City Mayor Ruben Villarreal. And signed up here, I have not seen him. We have the Mayor of FAR, Polo Palacios. And we also have Brownsville Mayor Tony Martinez. I don't see him here in the audience, but I know he's here today. McAllen City Commissioners John Ingram. Commissioner Trey Pebley. Commissioner Veronica Bella Whitaker. And we also have elected officials from a public utility board of McAllen, Charles Amos. We have Tony Aguirre Jr., and I've seen some of these already. We have Albert Cardenas as well from the PUB in McAllen. We have McAllen School Board members Hilda Shazo here. I saw that she's over there. We also have Debbie Aliceta. From the City of Edinburgh, we have Councilmember J.R. Betancourt. Councilmember Richard Molina from the City of Edinburgh also. We have from the Brownsville Public Utility Board, Nurith Galansky. I believe she's here also. From the town of Laguna Vista, we have Councilmember Richard Hinojosa. I believe he's here in the back. And we have Councilmember Wanda Reyes Rice as well. Thank you for being here. Willacy County Justice of the Peace, George Solis. And I want to take this time to recognize here in the front with us also our University of Texas Board of Regent, Ernie Aliceta. So this is a time when if those that I left out, please, I will ask that you please stand, and I'm sorry if I didn't recognize anybody. That's the list that I have. At this time, is there anyone that I did not introduce? I'm so sorry. Former Representative Aaron Peña. Please stand, sir. Please stand. Thank you. At this time, we're going to have please stand, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you for being here. At this Commissioner Jimmy Garza, please stand. FAR City Commissioner. The City of FAR. Thank you, sir, for being here. Thank you. I would like to have Veronica Gonzalez come up now. She is going to help introduce our legislators that are here today. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, good afternoon, everyone. I look around, I'm like, this is the who's who of the Rio Grande Valley in this room, and welcome to everyone. We have some very distinguished legislators joining us today, but before I announce them, Steve Elanius has asked me to announce the sponsors, because none of this today would be possible without the generosity of all of our sponsors. So our gold sponsors, University of Texas Rio Grande Valley, City of McAllen, the City of Edinburgh, the City of Harlingen, the Rio Grande Valley Partnership, McAllen EDC, Edinburgh Economic Development Corporation, McAllen Chamber of Commerce, Texas Regional Bank, McAllen, and I can't read anymore that closely, the Texas Tropicana, it says. Our silver sponsors are the Edinburgh Chamber of Commerce, the Port of Brownsville, AEP Texas, McAllen Hidalgo International Bridge, Anzal Lewis International Bridge, Linebarger, Goggin, Blair, and Sampson, Mission EDC, South Texas College, and A Media Texas. Thank you so very much for being sponsors for this wonderful event. And now I have the pleasure of introducing the folks who are hard at work right now, making sure that the Rio Grande Valley's needs are being met and are being advocated so strongly. We cannot thank them enough for the time and effort that they are all spending here away from their families to represent us. So I'd like to start with, we have our Senator from Cameron County, Senator Eddie Lucio, Jr. I've been told that Senator Hinojosa had to stay for a meeting, but Jennifer Science, who is working in his office, Deputy Chief of Staff, is joining us today. We have our chairman from Cameron County, Rene Olivera. Our representative from Hidalgo County, Representative Bobby Guerra. Also from Hidalgo County, Representative Sergio Munoz. From Edinburgh, representing the area where the university is, Representative Terry Canales. Representing both Hidalgo and Cameron County, Representative Oscar Longoria. Representative from that represents the Harlingen, Brownsville area, Representative Eddie Lucio III. And earlier I heard it, the Estrella of the state, the big star of the state, representing Stark County, Representative Ryan Guillen. Am I missing any of the legislators that are here with us today? We want to thank them also very much, and we want to thank all of their staff members who are here with us today, because so much of the work that gets done within the offices is done by the staff. So thank you all so very much, and thank you for making us proud. So Steve says it's open mic time. No, sorry, Steve. Actually, we would love to extend the microphone to our legislators if they'd like to say a few words, starting with Senator Lucio. Senator Lucio.
Good afternoon, fellow Valleyites. I'm very happy to join with all of you here today. And the delegation voted, and they said the oldest one has to speak for all of us. So that was me automatically. We are so blessed to have a delegation that is so united and so hardworking. A while ago on the Senate floor, I told the members of the Senate that I want to acknowledge a taste of leadership. And some of you, 5 of you were on the floor. Well, this is a full taste of leadership in this room. Leadership from the business communities, elected officials from every branch of government. All of you here representing different interests, but all of you collectively and in a unified manner representing the Rio Grande Valley of Texas and South Texas. I couldn't be more proud than to join with this outstanding delegation that we have in the Valley to welcome you to your state capital, to Austin, where we have an opportunity to echo your sentiments, to do what we can to create a better quality of life, establish more opportunities for all of us, regardless of what our interests are. We do have to continue to do our best to come together as one region, trying to do everything we can to, in 140 days, to succeed with our goals. So, on behalf of the delegation, I want to congratulate you for the successes that you're having in the field of education, healthcare, in our business community, and some very bright days are ahead of us thanks to the collaboration and partnerships that have been established throughout the Valley with your help. So in behalf of the delegation, by the way, in closing, I just want to say this. I was sitting there and Veronica very eloquently introduced everyone. Some of us represent both counties, 3 counties, maybe none of us represent all 4 counties, but we really do, because we're state representatives, we're state senators. We're not regional senators or regional or district representatives. So we represent all of you. Obviously, we have our hometowns and our areas where we live, but your interests are at the very heart of what we do every day. And all I can tell you is that I'm trying to keep up with the young leadership that has shown up here in Austin, Texas, and I'm very proud to be part of this wonderful delegation we call the Rio Grande Valley. God bless you all. Thank you.
Excellent. I want to give any of the reps, if you guys want to say anything before you guys are. Yeah. Excellent, excellent, excellent. We're going to give you about 15 minutes for lunch as we try to finish up, and we'll be back at 1 o'clock to talk a little bit about the issues and breaking you up into teams, and then Mayor Boswell is going to make some concluding comments. So I'm going to give you about 15 minutes. Enjoy lunch, and we'll be right back. Thank you. So what happens next is we're going to divide you guys up into teams, legislative teams, and we're going to visit every legislative office, all 181 elected officials. And we've put you on teams with the idea behind it that you, as a group, not just one person will be the spokesperson, but as you get more comfortable, as you go and visit these different offices, that each one of you that you'll feel comfortable talking about these issues. And so what we want to do today before we get started is kind of give you just a very quick briefing over the 4 key issues we're going to be talking about, and then also identifying the team leaders. The other thing that's really important is I want you to keep in mind is that you're representing our region. And so when you call on these legislators, and a lot of them are going to be in committee meetings, but you're going to be talking to their staff person, their chief of staff, or their legislative person. These folks are as critical to our issues as if you were talking to the representative or state senator themselves. And so it's important that we convey the messages that we want to talk about as far as our region. The other key thing is, and this is one of those cardinal rules, is never talk bad about our legislators. I've done this for 14 different times, not in this community, but in the community I came from. We had people divided up in legislative teams, and one of the people actually was kind of talking negatively about one of our area legislators. And guess who had to deal with that after at the reception? That was me. So I don't want to deal with any mad legislators as far as. So always speak well of our legislators. So what I'd like to do now, as you came in and registered, you got a packet that has the issues that we're going to be talking about. And so we have, I don't want to call them subject matter experts, but we're going to have folks that are going to come up here and brief you about these issues as you make the rounds talking to these different legislative staffs. The first one is border security and immigration. If you want to go ahead and turn in your packet there, what we've done is basically give you a very brief outline of the issue and then some key bullet points that we want you to make with the legislative staff person. This issue probably is going to be the most discussed, most interested subject that you get as you make your visits. There is a large group of folks, elected officials from other parts of the state, that border security is at the top of their list. And so this is an opportunity for our region to tell our story as far as what we want to see. There's 2 key components. One is immigration, which is a federal government responsibility, meaning that the state cannot address the immigration issue. And until the feds address the immigration issue, we're always going to have these challenges of folks entering the United States on the southern border illegally. But what the state is trying to do is what they call, quote, is secure the border. So a couple of key points that we want to make is, number one, that the posting or having the National Guard down in the Rio Grande Valley has not worked, and that it has been ineffective use in terms of securing the border. Second, what we'd like to see is the Department of Public Safety to make a permanent investment in terms of having state troopers down here as residents, as opposed to sending them down here every week and rotating the folks who are coming in and out of this region. And the challenge is that because once you have somebody who's living in your community, they get a feel for the community, the rhythm of the community, the culture of the community, and is a much better and more effective policing tactic. Third, we'd like to see a Texas Ranger unit positioned or stationed in South Texas. Investigators, those folks that can go after these organized crime syndicates or groups that have the investigation capabilities to make a difference. And so we'd like to see that. In addition to that, what we're asking for. If you're going to make this type of investment, why not move your cybercrime unit to South Texas? Why not move the drone units to South Texas? Why not make the substantial investment in South Texas? And so what we'd like to see is the jobs and the economic benefits that come from having an increase in border security. And so as you go through that, if you get in a situation where they ask you questions and you're not really sure of, the best thing to do is say, you know what, I don't know the answer to that. Give me your business card and we will make sure somebody contacts you with the correct answer. You're not supposed to be subject matter experts on all these topics, and so just feel comfortable in terms of sharing your own experience about what it's like living on the border in South Texas. Any questions on that issue? Okay. Yes, sir.
I would like everybody to say that we are not a war zone.
Very good. I want to call up Carlos Margo, who's going to talk about workforce. Adriana Trevino was dying to come up here and do it. It was just begging me that she wanted to come up and present on workforce, but I had to tell her no, we're going to have Carlos come up and speak. So.
Thank you, Steve, and thank you, legislators. I'm Carlos Margo. I serve as the Interim Associate Dean at South Texas College for the Office of Industry Training and Economic Development, and I do just want to emphasize, I know I don't have a lot of time, but I do want to stress that there is a continued and dire need for customized training. It's a continued need. I know the Texas Workforce Commission has had the Skills Development Fund for many years, and South Texas College, as other colleges around the state, have taken advantage of that. And economic development has really benefited from that as a result. We as a college alone at South Texas College have received over $15 million since 1997 in skills development funds. And we have trained over 15,000 individuals and provided them with high-skilled, customized training. And the employers have tremendously benefited from that. We have seen a lot of increase in demand for that, and what we're looking at now is supporting, as a legislative agenda, the increased the level of funding to $58 million for the Texas Workforce Development, and to support the Texas Workforce Commission request for $20 million for the Accelerate Texas program to develop career pathways for the students needing GED and post-career technical credentials. Again, the bottom line is to support increased funding for Skills Development Fund. There is a tremendous need due to globalization. Multinational companies continue to have a strong need for competitive advantage. The Rio Grande Valley obviously is located in a very strategic location globally, and we must continue to provide customized training to these employees, both incumbent workers and new workers. This will continue to attract some of these larger companies to our area, and it will continue to allow our existing companies to expand and continue to grow. So from the vantage point of economic development, it is critical that we all support the continued increase in Skills Development Fund. Also to support accessibility for students who lack the credentials to enter community college or higher education through the traditional route, particularly those who lack GED or high school diploma. We also want to support the Accelerate Texas program, which will give and augment the accessibility to a lot of these individuals who we all know in the Valley are rather predominant and lack that accessibility to higher education. So these are two critical points in our legislative priorities having to do with the workforce. Again, to support the funding, the increase in Skills Development Fund to $58 million, and also to support funding for the Accelerate Texas program. Any questions with these priorities? Thank you.
As I look out there, all of you are furiously taking notes. That's a good thing. I'm going to call on Julian Alvarez, who's going to talk about infrastructure. Julian?
Thank you, Steve. I want to thank everyone for taking time off their busy schedules to be here today. Man, I'm going to tell you, looking over here and seeing representation from all 4 counties is a thrill, and I appreciate everybody being here. I'm just going to give you the 8-second elevator spill. You can see that you have a section here that consists of infrastructure. What we'd like for you to do is, first of all, I'd like to thank the Cameron County, the Hidalgo County, and the Port of Brownsville for submitting what we felt were top priorities that affected the whole region. So I want to thank Eddie, and of course I want to thank Pilar and Pete Sepúlveda for doing that for us. So you'll see a description in your handouts exactly what we're going to be talking about, but you're going to have a very short time to talk to these folks. So what I did is, as many of us did in our portfolios here, is put what we consider our priorities in bullet points. So you'll see continue supporting I-69 designation. Folks, continue supporting that we unveil shields. We've been successful in unveiling shields in I-69 Central, I-69 East, and we would like to continue seeing more shields unveiled. We also see that 1925 Hidalgo County future connection is important. I'm not sure if too many of you know what the 1925 project is, but again, there's a brief description of what that is. That's important, and that's a regional project. We also have State Highway 550, which is a direct corridor or connector to the Port of Brownsville. We all know how important Brownsville is going to be, not just to the coast, but also to the entire region and country. The overweight corridors, we've had legislation that have been introduced by some of our legislators. We appreciate their continued support, and we're asking for everyone throughout the state to do that, and you can see that we've identified both Cameron and Hidalgo County on this. I'd also like that you take an opportunity to encourage the folks how important it is to have second access to South Padre Island. Don't explain to them your personal experiences on the island, just explain to them how important it is. Don't do that. Steve and Ramiro mentioned not to say anything negative, please. Don't say it because I want to get back. But just kind of keep that, you don't really need to go into detail on that one. The other thing that I thought was important, and Eddie Capriano brought this up, is Deepwater Port funding. One of the things that I applaud Eddie for saying is that he just didn't focus on the Brownsville port. He was actually looking at TxDOT funding for the whole state. So I appreciate the honesty and the fact that he's just looking at taking care of our ports throughout the state. So with that, I want to thank each and every one of you for being here, and thank you for the opportunity to participate.
Last and certainly not least is higher education, and we have Richard Sanchez come up and give you a very quick briefing on the higher education agenda.
Good afternoon. Thanks again for being here, and I'll make this brief. We have mostly money items under higher ed. Our top priority for the money is the medical school. We need to make the medical school a success. We got to get it some startup money and operating money. That ask is for $40 million over the biennium. It's $20 million a year, and that is our #1 priority. Another priority for the medical school is to get the current funding that is with UT Health Science Center San Antonio transferred in the budget through a line item, not in a rider, not in Article 11, but in a line item. It's $32 million to UTRGV, medical school. You'll see in your packet the other priorities kind of mixed in here for facilities, and that would be through tuition revenue bonds. There are a list of space needs at UTB and at UT Pan American for buildings. Those are other priorities. Then we have down below under legislative priorities, the bulleted items. Those are pretty self-explanatory. Some are money items and some are not. In-state tuition for undocumented students. I'm sure as most of you know, Chancellor McCraven came out in favor of that recently. Performance-based funding on student success points, common course numbering system, and academic course guide manual, dual enrollment programs and HB 5, adult basic education, graduate medical education, extension of 1115 waiver funds. Some of you may or may not know that helps us alleviate other parts of the budget if we can get those funds, mostly federal funds. Workforce development and career path programs such as JET, Hazelwood tuition benefits. That's another one where if we can get the legislature to approve fully funding of the Hazelwood program, it'll alleviate some state money to do our other priorities. Research funding for coastal studies, that's one of our TRB items. The Research Center, the Health Sciences Center, or rather the Biomedical Sciences Research Center, the South Texas Water Research Focus, Energy Research Focus, and the Center for Bilingual Studies, Translation and Interpretation Initiative. Texas Grants, Be on Time, work study programs, those are also all very important. Greater transferability of prior credits and classes from community colleges, removal of barriers to online education. There's been a lot of growth in online education, both at the university level and at the community college level. Removal of barriers to online education, competency-based education. There's the TRBs there to support growing enrollments. Bachelor's degrees offered by community colleges, and the tri-agency recommendations for more accessibility and affordable education and training opportunities for all Texans. These priorities, they'll benefit both UTRGV, higher ed side, and our community colleges. So if you have any questions, please look for myself or Lisa Cardosa, and any of the many UTRGV folks that are around here can help answer those questions. Thank you.
Shirley Reed, I'm going to put you on the spot. Did we cut anything else that you want to add as far as community? Come on up. Come on up.
Okay, everybody can hear me. One item that was not mentioned is the opposition to handguns on Iron campuses. We have enough challenges. We don't need open carry on our campuses.
Great. Thank you, Shirley. Real quickly now, as you came in, when you picked up your package, you got your name badge and this booklet. And if you look at the booklet at the front, they'll have a team number that is the team that you're serving on. Now, if you didn't get a team and you would like to be part of a team, as I call the team leaders, you can sit there and go, okay, he looks like a good guy, I'll go with him, or she's good looking, I'll go with that team, or however you want to choose your teams. Feel free that you can attach yourself to any team that you so choose. So real quickly, what I'd like to do is I call out the team leaders. If you wouldn't mind standing and waving your hand so people can see who you are. And what we want you to do is kind of gather up after Mayor Boswell makes the concluding comments, and you all get your way over to the Capitol and then call in the legislative offices that you have outlined. So the first team captain is my chairman of the board, Kirk Clark. Kirk, stand up real quick. Team number 1. Team number 2, Sally Guetta, right here. Team number 3 is Nancy Millar. Nancy, you're going to have to stand on the chair, Nancy. There you go. Okay, back there. Thank you. Team number 4 is Joe Brown. Joe, right here. Team number 5 is Rob Lopez. Rob, right over here. Team number 6 is Trisha Watts. Trisha? There you go. Wave your hand. Stand up. There you go. Team number 7, Adriana Trevino. Adriana, where you are, right there. Team number 7. Team number 8, Juan Uglibel. Juan's right here. Team number 9, Raul Cabasso. Raul right there. Team number 10, Carlos Margo. Just spoke right here. Team number 10. Team number 11 is Laura Warren. Laura, raise your hand. Team number 12, Lisa Cardonas, right here. Lisa's right back there. Good, thank you. Team number 13, Richard Sanchez, right there. Team number 14, Tom Torkelson. Tom, right there. Good, thank you. Glad you're here. Team number 15, Alma Ortega Johnson, right here. Yeah. Alma, this is not about winning, okay? It's not a race, it's not a competition, okay? Team number 16, Randy Summers. Randy, right back here. Team number 17, Mario Lescano. Mario, right here. Team number 18, James Ponce, right here. Team number 19, Hilda DeShazo. Hilda, where is Hilda? Right there. Team number 20, Mario Reyna. Mario, right there. Team number 21, Bobby Viriel. Bobby knows every one of the legislators, so it's going to be like a homecoming. So, and then team number 22, Brian Lewis. Brian, stand up. Brian, right back there. So after Mayor Boswell comes up here and makes a few comments, gather around your team leaders, get coordinated, go up to the offices. Now, we have gifts that you're going to drop off at each legislative office. It has gifts from the different communities. It also has an invitation to the reception tonight back here in this room at 5:30. So you're welcome as you're making the rounds to invite the legislative staff to come join us this evening at 5:30. So Mayor Boswell, if you would come up and make a few closing comments. If you all will join with me in welcoming Mayor Chris Boswell.
Steve, I did not make those comments about Bobby Guerra. He's not here, but I want to thank everybody for participating in this event and this RGV Day. This is a great day for the Rio Grande Valley to have all of us working together to advance the issues that our communities have in the valley. And so, you know, the business people in this room understand that our market, our issues go beyond the city limits, go beyond county border lines. They are all important to all of our citizens, because our citizens don't work just in Harlingen or in Brownsville. People from Brownsville work in Harlingen, people in Harlingen work in McAllen, people in Mission work in Harlingen. So to create a better economy and to create more opportunity benefits all of our citizens, because they don't pay that much attention to city limit signs or county limit signs. We are not competing against one another anymore. We're competing against other regions of the state. So when we go to ask for $40 million for the medical school, we're asking for money, and you got 8 other medical schools around the state that are asking for that same money for their medical school. So we have to be together on that. We have to work together on that. We're not competing against just other regions of the state. We're competing against other states. If we don't work together, we're going to miss opportunities, because those opportunities are going to go to Alabama or to Nebraska or to Kentucky or someplace else that are working together as large regions to land large economic development projects. Not only that, we're competing against other countries, including the interior of Mexico, where we'd like to see more. We'd like to see more advanced manufacturing come to the border region as opposed to the interior of Mexico. So we really do have a vested interest to work together and to be strong as a region to bring more economic opportunity, more educational opportunity to our region. And it's because what we're doing here today that I think we're going to get better at working together. We haven't had a lot of practice, as Juliet Garcia said, but we're going to get better at it, and we're going to be successful at it. And it's because you're participating in this event today, and that we're going to continue to collaborate. Thank you all very much.
All right, again, thank you so much for being a part of this. The reception is tonight, 5:30, back in this room. Get with your team leaders, hook up, figure out where you're going to meet over at the Capitol, and good luck to you.